We already recording, man. We're on. We're live. Chris Ashford. Pleasure.
Great to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Chris.
How you doing? You alright? Good to be here today.
I am going to forget, right? I'm going to forget this. So normally I go, yeah, tell me about yourself. I'm not. I'm going to forget this otherwise. So I'm going to do it now. We've developed a bit of a groupie following so far. I did not expect it this soon. Unfortunately, it's not me and Jared. It's for yourself. So I've got questions for you. I like the question. I'm going to do it now. I'll forget otherwise. Okay. I like it because it's a good lead-in to Chris. Let's have a look what the question is. These are simple ones. There were some ones that were maybe not fit for air, which had sexual connotations. And then the conversation took a bit more of a normal turn. The questions we've got is... she obviously has looked you up. Hi. I put that bit on. It wasn't that nice, right? It was more aggressive, sexually aggressive. Please ask Chris what he would recommend as a first ultra marathon. Also ask him what his Ironman and marathon PBs are. Now, I know you're gearing up to do 3,000 mile rowing race around the Atlantic, which we'll come on to. What does she know that I don't? Ultramarathon? Have you done ultramarathons yet?
I've done a couple, yeah. This is good. Someone's researched me. I'm impressed.
I'd be worried, mate.
Really impressed?
Yeah. She went after James Bro, which was the last show.
Yeah.
No, the one before. Jim Bro,
right?
And I think he is still getting phone calls.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so no numbers.
And I believe I let the bomb at one point. Ultramarathon.
Ultramarathon. What would I suggest from
what have you done?
I've done a couple, yeah. So there's a Jurassic Coast Challenge down in the southwest. You heard of
Jurassic Coast?
Yeah, Jurassic Coast. Yep. And
the only ultramarathon type thing I know of, is the Moab 240.
Okay.
Have you heard of that?
I've not personally.
It's recent, so it's 237 mile race done in America.
Jeez.
In a oneer. You just keep going, get rid of them when you can. The last person to win it was, I think the first person to win it was a woman. Oh, I wish I knew her name. I can't remember her name. And she finished 8 hours ahead of second place. 26 miles ahead of second place over 237. It took us something like 52 hours.
Oh, nice.
That's the only one I know of.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind giving this a shot.
It's different though. It's not like a.
Yeah, I mean,
so the ultramarathons are 50, aren't they?
Well, I think ultramarathons class anything over the distance of a marathon.
What's that one at the Isle of Wight? Isn't that an ultramarathon? One all the way around the Isle of Wight.
Circles.
Do you know Stu Peachy? He's ex-3
You're X2 power, aren't you?
Yeah, it's 2 power, yeah.
And XRAF.
Who?
XRAF as well.
Me?
Yeah.
Definitely not.
Who's that?
Don't know. Is that is that the Isle of Wight? Is that an ultramarathon? Is it?
Not. Yeah, I think there is one down there. I've not done it myself. Yeah, the couple I've done is along that Jurassic Coast. That was 3 in 3 days. And
3 ultramarathons in 3 days.
Well, they're nothing like these 200 miles.
No, that's a different kind of.
But anything. I'm sure anything over.
I've just made everything you say now sound like rubbish, isn't it?
It's
not 237 miles.
And it's just 3 of them in 3 days, back to back along the Jurassic Coast, and the Brea Fund, which is a fund that 2 power raising money for.
Ollie Ward's daughter.
That's right. Yeah, raised some money for that along the way. So
when did you do that?
That was last March. That fared up pretty well. So
how far is it each day you were
going? Between the marathon distance and 30 miles, so nothing,
No, but still, over 3 days. Still, the thing is, when you hit that, I don't know, there's a certain point you hit like 10, 12, 14, 15 miles. Different for different people.
Yeah.
Your feet start swelling up. If you ain't done too much training, your flipping blisters start going on, your heels start going.
Back as well.
Do you still, obviously you smash the training for these ultramarathons, right? Do you still experience at some point those sort of changes in your body really, where your feet swell up, I imagine that that's not the case. The more you train, you get hardened up, you get calluses, especially your feet, obviously, in your joints. Well, not your joints, but your feet get used to it.
Yeah.
Is that the case, or is it not? Do you still deal with those issues, but at sort of later milestones in the race?
To be honest with you, I think the background of the Paras has really helped with it because of the training and then just time after time being on exercise, whatever it is, your feet just man up to it, don't they? So now, to be honest, touch wood, the feet don't really get an issue.
When did you get out?
Which is good. 2.5 months ago.
Oh, did you?
12 months ago?
Yeah.
Jesus
I'm
Christ.
fresh.
Fresh.
Yeah.
Proper fresh. I was wondering why you stood to attention outside when I walked in. 2.5 months.
Yeah.
Wow. So, oh mate, yeah, so your body is still like
I'm
rocking
still
and
good
rolling.
to go, yeah.
I got out in 2011 and then I did for a couple of years. I did some stuff with Bergen and stuff, weight.
Yeah.
With Bergen on and
Because you
2
missed
and
it.
3 milers. No, I just keep the fitness up. I was afraid of losing it. And then when I went out on circuit, well, I didn't do it out there. I was doing it back here. When I went out on the circuit, that sort of tapered off. I did more running and then more sort of functional fitness. But then last September, yeah, I did a 40 mile. I did like a couple of 50. No, I did 50 milers in as well. Not a drama. Like got a couple of hot spots. Not a drama. Smashed it. I'm really surprised actually how well my feet held up on that, because before that the furthest I'd done was like 24 or 22, and then so September just gone, which was 5 years after I left, I did a 40 mile. It was a walk, right? It was a walk, 40 mile walk for to raise money for a local girls football team, which my daughters are playing for.
Yeah.
And I didn't know walking. I didn't know training for it. I had a pair of AKUs that were broken and thought. I thought my feet were going to get sore. I remember the 50 miler 6, 7 years ago. I thought my feet are going to get sore. I'll be fine. The thing was, at every 10 mile point, with the first 2 miles of each 10, so if you imagine it's split the 4 section of 10 miles, because the girls wanted to take part as well. And they were like 13 years old at the time, and I knew it was like part of the raising money, and some of the mums wanted to take part. The first couple of miles of each 10 mile segment, we slowed down slightly with the kids on.
Yeah.
So what I found with the 50 mile, and I thought the longer they take in terms of time, the harder it gets. The distance is the same, but if you walk 40 miles and it takes you 20 hours, oh my god, it's double as hard as 10 miles, because you're taking basically double the amount of steps.
Yeah.
That 40 miler was, it was horrendous. It was horrendous. Both my whole heels, mate, came off. It wasn't blisters. The heels just came, where I had a build-up of skin where it just not gone away for doing nothing. All came off. Lost a couple of toenails about 2 months later. This is last September, my left foot when I got out of bed. I was still in pain. For the first couple of minutes, my left foot's in pain. 40 miles with no kit. No idea the kit, I was walking. Hideous, mate. Hideous. So anyway, go back. The question is, what was the question?
What is the best ultramarathon start for a beginner?
Oh, that question. Oh no, is that, yeah, go on, we can answer that one.
Yeah.
So, just
go on, get her out of the way.
So training for her, is that right? Yeah, so I guess just get out there, get yourself, if you haven't done a few half marathons or anything before, sign up to something. And that'll motivate you to get out running.
But you have to be at a basic level before that?
Yeah, so I don't know what level this lady's at, but if she's not done much running.
I'd say she's asking about the ultramarathon, she must be doing marathon.
Yeah, she must be doing something, wouldn't she? So I guess just sign up to something, 6 months or something away, and then just build the mileage up, and don't forget to do a bit of cross training as well, really. So
there's not an easy one you've heard of for beginners.
What's that, ultramarathon?
No, I guess they're all not. Pretty much cheeky, isn't they?
Yeah, exactly. Also, I guess it depends what the route's going to be like, because I tend to quite like a hilly route. And then,
you like a hilly route?
Yeah, because it mixes it up.
Different pressure points on your feet as well, isn't
it?
Yeah.
If you're running flat the whole time, it just, for me, that just, really kills me. But, if it's quite hilly, so I prefer that. So I go and train on the hills as well. So she's got to just think about, I guess, what type of route she's doing, what distance it is, because obviously ultramarathon's anything from 27 miles upwards, and then just start building that mileage up over the time, really.
So in between, when was the last ultramarathon you did?
How
many have you done?
I think. Not loads, maybe a handful, 5 or something.
That's quite a few.
Did you do many competitions while she was serving, did you?
Yeah, I was quite lucky actually. I was one of the lucky ones. I was given about 12 months off
you wangle that.
Yeah, I know.
Some people bluff it big time, don't they? It's like the boxing team, isn't it?
The Bluffer episode.
Always in the tracksuits and that.
The Bluffer with Chris Ashford.
I don't know about that. I knew that was coming. Yeah, no, I was quite lucky when I was in. So I did a bit of triathlon before I joined up.
Oh, okay.
After getting injured playing rugby.
Old, yeah?
And when I joined...
Old, you know?
28.
Okay.
Yeah, so before I joined, I played a bit of rugby, got injured, and basically decided, right, I want to do this triathlon and to get myself fit for the next season, because I won't be ready for the remainder of that season.
Second round
this
rugby?
was about October time, and anyway, I figured I'd just go for an Ironman, go big or go home. And so I signed up to Ironman Bolton, which was the following July.
Yeah.
So, by the time my injury was my knee, by the time that was healed, I had from about January to July to train, just went for it. And didn't do too badly, so thought, I'll give this a shot. So did a few more. And anyway, then ended up joining the Paras. And I remember the induction card, as soon as you get to battalion, PTI goes to me, he goes...
Who was the PTI?
Andre Ferreira.
I know the name.
Yeah.
I remember the name. Go on.
Yeah, he goes, is anybody into any sport? And so I said, yeah, I don't mind triathlon type thing. And so
that's one of those. When you just got to the battalion, they go, is anyone here in any sport? And you put your hand up and they give you some shitty job.
Yeah,
they want a motorbike licence. Go on, so you had a good answer, yeah?
Yeah, so he was like, oh, well, funny enough, there's this 2-para team setting up, so put me in contact. Yeah, put me in contact with this officer, and who was heading it up, type thing. And he said he'd give me a shot. So anyway, fortunately, went and done this triathlon. The officer's Marie McMahon.
I know him very, very, very well. Yeah, very well.
Tom,
good lad. Yeah.
And anyway, it kind of just.
I think so.
No, he went from 3-para to 2-para the year before you could.
3-para Tom, and then went and commissioned. And anyway, so he gave me a shot, and it just kind of rolled on from that, and just done a bit more racing, and got into the army team, and then from the army team again.
How does that work then? So you were doing the triathlons for a 2-para team,
yeah,
right? And then you competed against other units in the forces.
That's right.
Also civvy teams.
So all the races, it was just, army units against army units, and then there'd be inter-services races, but that was...
Was Zip Lane on that team?
That's right,
okay.
Yeah. I remember the first time I met him, actually.
Here's my screw, was when I got to battalion.
Really, yeah.
Mate, he's like a Tasmanian devil, isn't he? The world of Dervish.
So the first time I met Zip, I got to tell you this story. So it was after doing a couple of races for 2-para. Yeah. And anyway, I then get this message from my boss saying, Warrant Officer Lane wants to see you. And I was like, alright, where do I find him? He was like, 3-para. God knows what he wants, obviously being 2-para. And I was like, okay. And so goes over there. And anyway, guy that I passed out of training with was outside his office. And he goes... I was like, do you know where Warrant Officer Lane's office is? And he goes, yeah, in there. He goes, what are you going in there for? I was like, don't know, to be honest. He goes, you must be in the shit. I was like, right. He goes, you don't want to be going in there. Yeah. I was like, alright, shit, type thing. What have I done? Anyway, he knocks on the door, Sam tabs in. He goes, what do you want? I was like... Private Ashford I was told to come over and see you. He goes, Private Ashford, come in, shut the door, take a seat. I was like, right, okay. Anyway, then, because obviously he was the captain of the Army Triathlon team, I got chatting to him, and anyway, it was really fortunate actually that Zip was in the position he was, obviously, with the triathlon team, because being para-reg as well,
he was captain of the British Army.
That's right.
Team. Ah, right. I didn't know he was doing it at that level.
Yeah,
I knew he was doing it, but I didn't know
that's it. And then there was a guy called Ed Charlton-Weedy, who was over at PF, and obviously Ed and Zip got on like really well, and obviously me being two para, it just
that's good.
Really helped, you know. It was good to have 3 guys like that on the team, and just a good fun, if you know what I mean. And no, it was a really good period. And then I just started doing some, you know, like civvy racing as well, and off the back of that, qualified for a couple of big races, and managed to qualify for GB, which was pretty cool.
The British triathlon team.
That's right, yeah. And racing for my age group. So at the time was 25 to 29. Yeah, I think so. And so I managed to qualify. I was just explaining how...
Do they have trials for them, do they?
Well...
Or do they do it based on your race results?
That's right, yeah. For the long course, they do it all based on your position from the race winner.
Yeah.
And the race I qualified in was one up in Edinburgh. It was, you swam in the sea in Edinburgh, cycled up to Glencoe, and then you did a run from a place called Ballachulish.
How far is that from Edinburgh to Glencoe? That's
112 miles.
I was going to say, it's miles.
Yeah. And then the marathon was an off-road marathon with Ben Nevis as the final bit.
Oh my God.
And then the finish line was at the car park with Ben Nevis.
What month was this?
Don't
say winter.
No. I think it was April, May time.
Yeah, not
but the funny thing about it is I'd done a race with Murray McMahon about, I want to say it was about a month before.
Yeah.
Anyway, at the end of the finish line, obviously we'd raced and we'd done alright. And there was this guy there from the military police.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh yeah, I've got this entry for this race," and he was telling me about it, this race in Edinburgh. And I was like, "Yeah, I fancy giving that a shot. That sounds good." You know, and he was like, "Well, why don't you sign up?" type thing. And obviously Murray was like, "Yeah, I reckon the battalion would support that." I was like, "Jesus, alright, I'm racing."
The end of it's Ben Nevis.
Yeah. But it went alright for me, because I got, that's how I qualified.
Through that race?
Yeah, because I come third. And because of obviously my time from the guy who won it, I then obviously qualified for to race GB the following year. So I mean, if Murray hadn't turned around and said, yeah, get on, type thing, I probably wouldn't have ended up doing it.
He's a mega guy.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah. I'll tell you, then Murray McMahon and Zip Lane, the two, like with the triathlon stuff, it's really supportive.
Don't get on the wrong side of Zip, though. Don't go
Definitely not.
He is mega, though.
Oh my God.
He always used to call me he was my army dad.
He's about a third of your height.
Exactly.
He named me Gizzard, because I had a head of a goose and a body of a lizard. Head of a goose, body of a lizard. You should be called Gizzard.
So GB, I was going to say Teen GB then, that's Olympics, isn't it?
Yeah.
GB, so when you go into that then, I'm getting words out here, I'm guessing that two players went, look, you're off to the races, no pun intended. Was that you then full time? Triathlon?
Well, pretty much. It was all a bit of a whirlwind, to be honest. So I raced that April, May, June time, and then found out I qualified around September, and then we went out to Kenya straight after that.
This is September 20...
This is going to be 2014.
When was your first Ironman?
Bolton, so that was probably 2011, I think.
When was your first triathlon?
Yeah, that one.
2011 as well?
Yeah.
3 years.
Yeah.
GB.
It's alright.
Pretty good going.
Fastest mile and a half time?
Good question. Only probably about 750.
That's good.
That's not bad.
But I mean, there's whippersnappers about you. Smash that and make that look like, you know, I'd be.
I think Zip smashes it quite. I don't know why he gets it.
Does. Yeah, he's quick. No, some guys really go for it. They 7 minutes.
They're changing it now.
Go on.
They're changing the fitness tests. God, I'm trying to remember it now. It's not. It's So whereas before it was a mile and a half, which is what? It's just 2,400 metres. It's a mile and a half, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now it's 2k. So it's 2k in 10 and a half minutes or 11 minutes. Yeah, for normal infantry.
Right.
Yeah, a normal army.
Yeah.
Power Edge would be a minute below that, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Below. It's a 2k race now, not 2.4k, which is a mile and a half. And it doesn't matter about your gender, whether you're male or female. That's the time you've got to hit. Why are you laughing at? Why did you laugh and say that? Why did you laugh?
I don't know, it's just the way. I don't know,
Child, this is what I've got to deal with. This is why he stays quiet most of the time. It's in the contract, right, Jared? You got about 10 seconds airtime each show, otherwise you're going to ruin it. It doesn't take a gender into account, so there isn't like a time for male and time for female.
Right.
Everyone's got to hit that 10.5 minutes, whatever it is. 2 heaves.
2 heaves.
2 heaves. You've got to be able to pick up 38 kilos. It's called a straight lift. Pick up 38 kilos. Is that right? And you've got to be able to deadlift, I think. I've made this up. Something else at 78 kilos. So it's like simulating a body. You've got to pick it up in any shape or form. And that's the main one. The CFT is staying as it is until 2020. We don't know what it is after that.
I mean, so many people complain about people coming out of training these days. But, I mean, you got to start as you mean to go on, right?
Yeah. And what do you mean coming out of training? Or leaving? Yeah.
Straight.
I think they're changing it for obviously the runs got easier.
Yeah.
The 2, it's not 2 miles anymore, not mile and a half anymore, it's 2k, which is what? 1.25 miles. It's 1.3 miles, right? So it's slightly less. But then you've got, the other side is that they're picking out that 78 kilos, that's sort of a functional thing, actually relevant to what you do in the battlefield.
Very relevant,
which wasn't there before.
No.
And getting rid of the easy times for males and harder times for males, easy times for female.
It's good, really, because, everything's about equality these days, isn't it? And promotion of that. And so I guess that's a good thing. Mm-hmm. That they're testing everybody on a flat, level playing field.
Yeah.
But, like the run, for example.
It's just a basic level. This is the thing with us, it's a basic level, isn't it? I mean, how could you, if you're going to test like a recruit on their basic fitness, I mean, your fitness doesn't get built up properly until a good 1.5, 2 years in battalion.
Yeah.
And that's if you end up like in a decent platoon. Well, I don't mean decent platoon, a platoon that has the time in that first couple of years you're in to be able to smash the fitness as well as everything else, and then your body gets in the first 9 months. You're sort of just hammering through it up and you don't get an injury, yeah. Oh yeah. I don't know. Can you test someone on like a 10 miler?
What, is it
towards the end of the training?
Like the
whole bunch of physical requirements that you need for an operation, for example.
Yeah, I mean, that would be too early, wouldn't it? But I guess it'd be better if...
It's just benchmarking, isn't it?
Mm.
Why, what are you thinking?
Well, I just think that you got to start the expectation as they mean to go on, if you know what I mean. Rather than...
Who do, the recruits?
Yeah.
Well.
And if they're asking people to test and pass tests that are lower than they used to be as an initial benchmark, how's training going to bring them up to the level that, for example, when you guys came out of training, I came out of training, they're going to have an even bigger gap to fill in that period of 28 weeks for us guys, wasn't it?
I suppose as well it wouldn't get filled, like you're saying, actually, going back and contradict what I said, because that's the standard all the way through.
That's
you
right.
only got to do 2k and...
So it's not going to get filled, and...
It's down to the unit, isn't it?
It's down to the unit then, and you're right, they're busy units. If they're not in a platoon, that one prioritise phys, or two have got the time for it, the standard's just going to...
Even in the elite units, and like Power Edge, Royal Marines, for example, where we've got our own selection criteria to go in, and the physical standards are generally higher because they can be, because you've got the higher standard of soldier. But that's not taking it away from other units. No. We just have the benefit of having that selection process beforehand. We were lucky in that regard, very lucky. Where the hell was I going with that? What were you saying?
So yeah, we were just saying about filling that gap, and the fact that, you know, that standard at the start was, if it's going to be low at the start, it's going to be lower when they get to
that's what I'm saying. So, like I say, even within units, so that the standard of fitness that you're exposed to peaks and troughs. Like from our experience, I remember there was periods of 2 or 3 years where all you did was like the 10 miler, the 2 miler, the swimming test, the BFT. Regularly, it's all you did. And then you had like other periods for a couple of years where you like some flipping, you'd have like a maniac or mega RSM or CSM or platoon sergeant, and you'd be doing crazy stuff. Like for a couple of years when I was with A Company, we got rid of 2 milers, no 2 milers. That was off Luke, that was. He started that. Now we've just been 2 milers, and off our own back, we're doing 3 milers. So every Tuesday was 3 miler club. Everyone, the whole British Army is doing 2 milers, like every week, 3 miler, we'll do a 3 miler. If you can do a 3 miler, you can do a 2 miler. You know, and we had the quadrathon where you do like, BFT, swim test, assault course, and an 8 miler, or 10 miler all on the same day. It was just mental. But then they're going to drop off, and so even within, you're right, it's hard to, even for the units to do a bit more, it's hard to keep it up.
And then the thing is as well, if they're not at that level when they go to battalion, to be doing crazy events like that, and you know, the battalions do, their fitness level's not ready for it, which is then going to create injuries. But at the same time, you know, they do a lot of research into this, so it must be the right thing.
It's hard, isn't it? It's one of those. There's obviously a balance in those changes, a balance between getting more people in and making certain things easier, but then bringing in the functional tests where people sort of are failing physically on operations. But Afghanistan has been a brilliant case study for that, especially where women are concerned, with the amount of women that have been on the front line out there. It's been a massive case study for like the military and I don't know what you call them, you know, people who study human sciences, but you know, body sciences and all that, whatever it's called, I don't know. It's been fantastic. Which goes back to that, which is one of the things I think is brought about the putting women into fighting units suggestion, because they've got that physical data there to say, well, look, it can work, and obviously it can in that regard, but that's a whole different.
Whole different conversation.
Different board.
We've had
it, mate.
Do you want to get back to it?
Yeah.
I'm not sure I'm the right man.
When we were discussing it, was with Jim on the what are we on now? 6. This is number 6.
Is it 5 or 6? I don't know.
This is number 6. This is number 6. Yeah. Jim was 4, and we came sort of to the conclusion between us. It probably could work, would work, but in the short term would not be at all. In the long term, might be good, might be bad.
Yeah. Well, I mean, with this row, I mean, I'm a mixed pair, right? So I've got nothing against females, you know, doing physical stuff.
Explain the row. We've got
no worries. So I'm doing the Talisker Whiskey rowing race.
I read this is regarded as the hardest rowing race in the world.
Apparently,
it
is the toughest rowing race.
Have you done a lot of rowing beforehand? Is it something you do as a hobby, or is it all new to you?
Well, I've been doing it on the Ergo. Well, I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm an out-and-out rower in the respect that I mean, I've got a triathlon background. I enjoy the endurance stuff. I guess the resilience building from the paras. So no, I'm not an out-and-out rower, but I've been on the Ergo quite a bit over the last year, and the story of how I'm doing this row is just sums me up really. I was lucky enough to be in the right place about, you know, a couple of months ago, and now I'm rowing the Atlantic at the end of the year.
When did you start rowing?
Well, seriously? Or in the gym is a bit of training.
Not the same as the Atlantic.
No. So in the gym is a bit of training, you know, is a bit of a cross training about a year ago, and then, you know, really started ramping it up. But seriously, I would have said.
When did you go in the ocean first?
Recently.
When's the race?
12th of December we start.
Oh my God.
They'll have a safety boat though, wouldn't they?
Yeah, that's right.
It's alright. Yeah. It's not as if it's 3,000 miles. How far is it? 3,000 miles.
3,000 miles. Yeah. So I'm not too sure. It's normally about 30 boats competing in it. And there's, I think, 2 mixed pairs at the moment. I'm one of them. And basically the lady that I'm doing it with, Lizzie, she, her partner she was rowing with, became injured. And a friend of mine works with Lizzie. And I was just happened to be talking to him.
You're in the wrong place at the wrong time all the time. All the time.
I said to him, I'm, getting into rowing type thing because I've just moved to London. Yeah, I fancy getting into rowing. He goes, oh, funny enough, I know a lady rowing the Atlantic at the end of the year. I said, mate, I'd love to do that one day. He goes, well, but funnily enough, I'll put you in touch with my friend. And I said, what do you mean? And he goes, well, her partner's just got injured and she's looking for another rowing partner.
You can't say no, can you? You just got to go for it, haven't you?
These opportunities don't come up, do they? So anyway, so gave her a ring. Next thing, we're meeting up for a rowing session. Next thing, I'm a teammate. Yeah.
Where are you training then?
So Walton on Thames is the rowing club we go out during the week. And then the Hambledon River down near Southampton.
All the way down there?
Yeah, that's where our ocean rowing boats docked. And then we just go out on the Hamble River.
So this 3,000 miles, you do that in a winter? Do you get out, ever?
Well, I mean...
Or do you doss in the boat? Is it one of those massive...
Yeah, sleep in the boat, yeah.
What, there's a big hull?
Yeah, I've got a couple of pictures. I'll show you at some point. Shall I get them out now?
Sure, yeah.
So,
I'll, for people listening, because most of them listen to this, I'll stick them on Facebook after.
Yeah, awesome. Cheers.
I can describe them. Jared can describe them. Describe this first photo. Go on, Gizzler.
I used to live on a boat.
Did you, yeah? Where was that?
The canal.
Did I just walk into it?
Yeah, no, he didn't. He did live in a boat.
Oh, it's not loading, is it? Here we go.
59 is the record 59 days to cross it?
Currently it's 60 days.
60 days.
For a mixed pair. So yeah, we're going for hoping to get it.
Why are you so confident I hope you're up, mate, by the way. I hope you do get it. Why are you so confident you can go for it? I mean, like, first time round for you. Has she done something like this? Has she done something like this before?
Yeah, she's an established rower. That's the boat there. That's me in it.
Boat.
Yeah.
Mate, with the little cabins and all that.
So yeah, Doss in the cabin, which is
solar
in
panels.
front of me. Yeah, that's to.
You both go on that end.
Yeah, both of us now, but obviously it's one of us rowing at a time. Yeah. Well, I mean, some of the time we'll both row at the same time, but sleeping wise, obviously there'll only be one of us in that cabin at any one time.
Ah, so you take it in turns.
So once you start drifting, you'd end up where you started, wouldn't you, if you both got your head down?
You'd have
be back down.
Oh, you wouldn't have an anchor, it'd be too heavy, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and obviously too deep out there to drop an anchor down.
Oh, yeah.
So you just got to keep...
I'm no seafarer, mate.
See, I told you, I know what I'm on about.
So he's been on a canal, he thinks he's flipping Captain Fisheye. Fisheye? Bird's eye.
Captain Fisheye.
So, it's going to be pretty cool. But, I mean...
Who's funding it, bud?
Yeah, at the moment, me.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, me and Lizzie is in... Yeah, we're
Is the boat donated or anything?
No, we've bought it.
Jesus.
Which is...
expensive.
Yeah, to say the least. And, being ex-Parachute, I'm not exactly the richest bloke out there.
Those Tom's wages are gold. Yeah, that's a lot of money. Especially if you're like grade 3 or whatever it was.
Yeah, exactly. But, we're really just pushing to get a sponsor at the moment, if you know what I mean. So yeah, if there's anyone out there.
When did you start? When did you start for that? Start looking for a sponsor?
Probably about 4 or 5 weeks ago.
Oh, not long ago then.
So yeah, no, not long. It's all pretty new, but obviously because it seems ages away, 12th of December to start the race, but it's just under 6 months.
That's quite a high profile race, isn't it?
Hugely high profile.
Is it a brand new boat, or is it a used
second-hand boat? It's got a couple of world records.
Got a couple of holes in it.
Yeah, a couple of holes in.
Yeah,
looks bright. Look
yeah, it looks all right, doesn't it?
Yeah. Have you tested it on the water yet?
Yeah, it's been on the water. Yeah,
floats.
Yeah, it's got a couple of world records already. That one.
The
boat's called Blue Steel. Funny enough, I spoke to a guy who rode it in 2013, coincidentally, the other day on the phone.
Really?
A guy I know from the rowing club was like, put me in contact with this lad. And he's like, have a word with him. He's rode the Atlantic. Anyway, chatting to him. He goes, what boat you got? And I explained, because there's two classes of boats.
Right.
There's a class where the wind massively helps, and then like the classic class where the wind doesn't really aid the boat. So, you know. And so I told him, obviously, I was, you know, in the rower's boat. And then he goes, what is it? Has it got a name? And I said Blue Steel, and he said, bloody hell. I rode that in 2013. So, yeah, that was pretty coincidental. But yeah, good to chat to him about that. And, you know, he loved the boat.
Well, listen up, we'll get this, obviously this show will go out there. I'll tell it up, we'll hit up some of the old Ruperts. I know a couple of old Navy officers as well.
Awesome.
We'll get them out. Leveson Wood, you're going to be targeted.
Come on, Leveson
Wood.
Yeah.
You know Lev, yeah?
Yeah, I do,
Yeah,
yeah.
we'll get on to him.
Watch his programmes out in the Himalayas, yeah.
I'd threaten him. I've got his personal email and phone number. I will put it all over Facebook.
Brilliant.
Yeah, he'll know a load of people, so we'll get it out of him, mate. And
so.
we'll stick all the links on Facebook and on all social media for you.
Thanks very much,
definitely.
appreciate it.
If you're only 4 folks out, mate, you get a sponsor easy. It's awesome.
I hope so, yeah. We got a clothing one now, finally, called Regatta Sport out in Canada they're from.
No, are they in relation to Regatta, or is it completely separate to Regatta? Because there is a Regatta clothing line, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah, there is a Regatta clothing line.
Yeah, Regatta Sport clothing line out in Canada.
Is that proper
Quite
Regatta?
possibly. Yeah, if they're from Canada, they're the guys.
There's only one Regatta, isn't there?
I don't know.
Yeah, they sponsor everything, mate. They sponsor all the yacht stuff.
Oh, it can't be the same one. Regatta Sport
Be
is
cheeky stealing the name.
Regatta Sport.
It might be. I don't know. I'll look at that. So that's
Anyway, I'll send you.
So that sponsor you plug in now,
So
you don't have any idea about. Regatta Sport. Go on.
They're sponsoring the clothing line.
Yeah.
Which they haven't sent yet, but obviously, hopefully, if we can get a main boat sponsor, we can get them, you know, printed on the front, logos on the boat, etc.
Yeah.
So,
you get sponsored that definitely.
What are you going to live off, rations wise?
Oh yeah, dried rations and wet rations. So wet rations are like the ex-military ones.
Yeah.
Hoping.
Well, a proper 24-hour ration, like British ones.
Yeah.
Oh, they're good though.
Yeah, exactly. So their class is the wet ones, and you got to carry 20% of your overall rations. Got to be wet ones, and the rest to be dry. It's just basically the dry ones would be lighter to carry.
So in the race rules, they stipulate what you're going to bring. Carry.
Well, you got to carry food wise, because of the.
Otherwise, you'd have loads of super noodles,
calories.
wouldn't you? It'd be light as hell. Your little boat would go faster than everyone else's.
And then use salt water to flipping cook them.
You take your
Well, we got
It's not right, is it?
right.
We got
Cancel that.
we got like a filter system, hence the solar panels.
Yeah.
So obviously, filter the salt water and
There you
bits
go.
like that.
See?
Am I right in saying
right.
takes? Am I right in saying it takes a couple of weeks to filter a litre?
I hope not.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not quick, mate. It's not a quick process. This is the problem. The world. No, listen to this one.
Here we go.
The world is running out of potable water.
Right.
What? It's a fact. It's a fact. There are nations in Africa, small nations, who are actually at war because of water supplies. So nations that are downriver from a place upriver, and a country upriver is taking the flipping water supply, and downriver they can't get it. Right? Because where else do you get potable water from? You go to the sea. You just turn it into drinkable water. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's not as simple. So I'll come on to why in a minute. In the States of America, something like 48 out of the 50 odd states. Is there 51, 52 states? There's not 50, is there? There's more than 50 states, isn't it? It's a white bluff. Stars the bluff. Anyway, something like 45, 46, 47, 48 states out of all the states, they're involved in lawsuits with each other to do with, yes, you guessed it, potable water.
Right.
So you can convert seawater into drinkable water. The problem is you can't convert it as fast as what we're drinking the potable water. So it takes 2 litres of water, potable water, to make I tell a lie. It takes 1 litre of water, right, to make the plastic bottle that holds half a litre of water.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, so that's 1.5 litres of water, right? Yeah. So you drink half a litre, it's taking 1 litre to make the flipping bottle. Yeah, 1.5 litres. To turn 1 litre of seawater into 1 litre of potable water takes 2 weeks. It takes you about 5 minutes to drink 1.5 litres worth of water. It takes 2 weeks to recreate it. So we're drinking potable water faster than what we can convert it. It's like it's a genuine issue.
Yeah.
It's massive. It's a massive issue, which is not under the radar.
Yeah.
They're trying to refine the way they can turn seawater into potable water. It's not just a long process; it's also a hugely energy consuming process. It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare.
That's the issue with obviously these solar panels, because for us to filter the water, that's going to be the main purpose of the energy that we're going to try and store.
I just had solar panels on my boat as well.
Have it?
Yeah.
He lives in the canal, right?
You live on the canal?
No, it's just gone for sale, but yeah, I'd thought.
Same boat, it's a barge.
If you're interested in buying another boat.
I'll row that across.
It's up for sale at Wigram's Turn
That
Marina.
one's got a motor as well, I expect, doesn't it?
Where's it on sale? Are you trying to get
Wigram's Turn Marina. Great Hayward boat sales. Highly recommend them.
Sabotaged. What were we on about?
Yeah, no, maybe when I get back from this row, my boat could go for sale at the same place.
How much is it? Do you mind saying?
Yeah, no, not at all. 35k.
That's only cheap then.
Well, I mean,
double that and add a bit more for my boat, mate.
Really?
Yes, mate.
There we go. Well, I mean, I thought that was a lot of money.
Oh, it is a lot of money. He's a flipping idiot. You live on yours, Jared. He just...
He'll be living on it.
Absolutely.
But how light is it? Or how heavy is it?
I couldn't tell you the weight, no. Sorry.
What about a toilet system?
Straight off the side.
Is it? How'd you take a number 2?
In a bucket and then...
Straight off.
Really?
Yeah.
So, you got the sleeping quarters.
Sleeping quarters at the front.
Is that just like a roll mat?
Pretty much, yeah. Just like a foam mattress, not a mattress. Yes, I'm gonna have my legs bent up a bit, to get in there.
You're 6'3".
6'4", yeah.
6'4".
So I'll be bent up a bit, and then it comes over quite tight to the head, and then all the electrics panels in there as well, and down the sides outside are all the watertight containers.
Yeah.
For all storage of food mainly. And then everything else is stored, like, spare kit, etc., down the far end, which is the cabin that was behind me in the picture.
Where are you setting off from?
So we go from Antigua to La Gomera, so Canary Islands, over to La Gomera.
Where's that?
Which is down the south of America, basically. If you look on the map, we'll put
Which
the map
country
up
is it?
on
Which country is it?
Facebook.
Mate, come on, you've sailed across the Atlantic.
Terrible,
Barbados.
Is it Barbados?
You've got me here.
This is just a bluff. We need sponsors. We're going on holiday, Barbados.
Yeah, exactly.
Take a scenic route.
I'll tell you what, I'd recommend Barbados. Nice place.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's nice.
Is it Barbados?
Antigua in
I hope Lizzie's doing the map reading.
Antigua and Barbuda is what it says.
That's its own country, isn't it?
Yeah.
Antigua's its own country, isn't it? Have we been idiots there?
I don't know.
Let's pretend. Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, where you're going. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Let's pretend. You set off from Canary Islands. Why December?
La Gomera in Canary Islands to Antigua.
Why December?
Apparently because of prevailing wind. That's the best time of year to do it.
It's not choppier now.
Well, potentially. Weather conditions, are all dependent. As in a few years ago, it was pretty bad, and obviously to get any world records, it was terrible. Last year, apparently they had pretty good. Well, I mean, not apparently, they did have pretty good weather conditions, which helped massively. But for us, it's just going to be wait and see what happens. But apparently because of the wind, it's going to be a good time of year to do it.
Do you have when you set off? Is it like you set off? It's like a ceremony, like a starting ceremony. Is there 30 boats or 30 people?
Oh no, boats. Yeah, so boats. Some boats would be like a quad. Some boats would be individual. Some boats would be pairs. Yeah, everyone off at the same time. Yeah. It's every man for himself. Yeah.
And then I don't know if you may not know this, but last year, have you looked at the results from before? What's the kind of the split between the first and last place in terms of distance and time? How far behind?
So, 4 guys got the world record last year, and I'm sure it was like 30 days.
4 guys?
For 4 guys.
Right.
So there's a world record for each class of boat and each number of people in each boat.
Okay, yeah.
So, yeah, they were pretty rapid. But
how quick was it? 60 days?
30, yeah. I'm pretty sure it was 30 or 31. So yeah, there's a huge spread, because then there's going to be people out there that are individuals
on their own.
Yeah, on their own, just
People
going
are mad,
across.
How do you do the navigation side of it?
So you can either plug it into and the rudder obviously change.
Right, so
automatic.
Yeah,
oh, that's good.
That's right.
Have you got that option?
We've got that option. However, the lad I spoke to had the boat in 2013.
It doesn't work.
Well, there's broke a couple of days in.
No way.
So then they were down to, you've got a foot plate.
Oh my
steering
God.
foot plate as well. So they were down to that for the whole race.
But on what? A compass bearing?
Well, you've got bearing on the boat effectively. So you can get a weather router. You can pay for a weather router, who you basically have comms with once a day, who give you a bearing to go on, dependent on the weather system, and they can save you days because, for example, one boat last year apparently had this weather router tell them to go in the wrong direction for like 50 or 60 miles, and they were like, what's going on? You're sending us. You're like, look, you're going to pick up this wind that's going to take you 200 miles or whatever in the right direction. It's worth it. And they did it, and it worked out for them. So these weather routers are awesome.
So those guys are doing 3,000 miles. They did it in 30 days.
Yeah.
That's 100 miles a day.
It's huge figures.
How are they doing that?
Yeah,
are they rowing?
Yeah, rowing, yeah.
Well, there's four of them.
Yeah,
Four guys.
that's some speed.
Yeah. So
That's
what's
mental.
just over 4 mile an hour, isn't it?
Oh, is
Average.
it? Oh, right. I thought it was
So for us, for 60 days, it's 59 days. It's just under 2 mile an hour. Over 2 mile an hour. But the issue is, that sounds like really achievable, doesn't it? But the issue is when you got the weather.
Yeah.
Say for example you can't row for a week, and it pushes you back 100
What do you mean
miles.
you can't row for a week?
Well, say for example because of storms or whatever, and it means it's too bad and you can't row.
What would you do?
Well, you just get in the cabin and cut that.
What?
Lockdown and
Lock down the hatches.
But if you've got no anchor...
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. If it pushes
I've had it
you
on
in
the
the wrong
No
direction.
way.
Yeah.
That, really?
Yeah.
That is mental.
So that's what I mean about if you get bad weather conditions, you're
Oh my God.
you're in a place which is going to be tough. Yeah.
Oh, that's hideous.
Seasickness too.
Seasickness,
I'd be ill.
How wide is it? How wide is the boat? Like 6 foot?
Yeah, no. Probably about 4 or 5 foot wide.
So you're going to be all right.
23 foot
Or you like the
long.
seasickness?
Find out. No, I'm not too bad. I'm alright. Apparently the first few weeks are obviously the worst, getting your body just used to it, and then apparently when you get onto land, the other side, again you get it again, like land sickness.
You're
used to stuff moving.
Yeah, you go to walk through the door, and that's it. You end up tipping the side.
That's it.
Your body's pendulum's still swaying. I've had it off the boat, mate. I've had it off the canal.
You had it on the canal, mate, don't we?
Oh yeah.
Sounds like a good life to me.
That was when you left the hat and arms, minging drunk. I bumped into the door for seasickness. You had 10 pints, Jared. Wait, 60 days on there, just you and Lizzie.
That's right.
That is some mental. Any time, I
Psychology.
mean, from the military,
Yeah.
when you go out and tour, or even on a long exercise, you become antisocial.
That's it.
You go into your own zone. You got your own way of dealing with it. Has she done anything like this before?
She's done like I say, she's a established rower, but yeah, this is the first thing of this nature
Over days.
over
Oh,
long
you're going to be some
days.
soul searching. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I reckon
It's
you've
all-
got the upper hand on this.
Well, I'm
mentally.
hoping so. 'Cause
Mentally.
of the, military background.
Yeah.
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 Military
Is she what she
background,
like as a
so-
character? Strong. She must be strong. Must be a ninja.
Strong.
Just
like,
even
yeah.
say, yeah, let's do it.
Exactly.
Or
And
crazy.
The thing is as well, I mean, she wants this bad. She was meant to race last year,
Yeah.
but her original partner dropped out. So she changed it to this year, and had this new partner that got injured. So then, I've arrived. And, she wants it, and her partner was like, look, if you don't get somebody to do it with you this year, you're going solo. And she was like, yeah, I'm going solo. So I mean,
Oh my God.
she's mentally ready for this,
Oh my God.
She's a strong character.
What about work? Is work just good? What do you do for work now?
Yeah, I'm working in the city, in London, and yeah.
Are they going to just give you a couple of months off?
A
or
bit,
are you having to leave?
bit of time. Well, probably, yeah. It's a bit up in the air at the moment what the situation is there, but I'm hoping that I'm, you know, going to be able to come back and just use it as a bit of a motivational aid as well within the working environment because of, well, you know, that type of things, resilience building, etc. And it's quite transferable into different environments and aiding other people to, you know, find themselves, develop some, you know, good working, I guess, ethics and values really. So that's what I'm trying.
He's planned that to speak to his boss, isn't he? That's a good flag, that is. Yeah, that's good. I like it. I might try and use that.
Yeah, it'll benefit the company.
That's it.
I'm going to disappear for 2 months on a jolly. Well, not a jolly. It'll benefit the company. I fail to see it. No, absolutely, mate. Plus, well, I don't know what kind of company it is, but if it gets down the point, and it could be good for their own publicity. Mate.
Yeah, exactly.
Could be good for publicity, so let me know.
That's right.
Especially if you get a big sponsor, when you get a big sponsor on board, which I have no doubt you will.
Hopefully so.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, I'm just thinking, I think I would struggle with 60 days like that. With one other person.
Well, I mean, picture the worst stag of your life. 2 hours on, 2 hours off for 60 days.
Is that what you're doing? Is that what you're doing? 2 hours? 2 on, 2 off for 60 days?
Yeah. I mean, if that's not worth a sponsor, come on. People. 2 hours on, 2 hours off. That's a stag rotation, innit?
How come you're not doing longer?
There's no saying I don't want that stag.
Is there, what about, do you obviously row through the night?
Yeah.
So you're going to do 2 on, 2 off for 24/7 for 60 days?
Yeah.
Is that kind of the standard that other people have done or do?
Well, I mean, that's kind of like the basic framework to, you know, run it at. We're probably going to change it slightly to aid getting a bit more rowing time together.
Yeah.
Obviously to build the speed.
And the rest time.
Well, rest time, but mainly so we can row together to get, you know, the speed to get to this hopeful world record.
When you're rowing, right? So I know, like when you watch Oxbridge and that, and they're racing, and you on the rowing machine. And my old man used to row for England. Funny enough, I know that full motion. I know. Are you, when you're rowing for that 60 days, are you changing that motion to make it more sort of efficient or less not harmful, less impactful on the body over the course of 6 days, like an easier motion or less, or are you changing anything, or is it exactly as you would in the gym, just in a steadier state?
It's pretty much the same, just steadier state, and that's the thing people got to remember. Like, you're not going out to do a 2K, like, you know, where you probably throw up at the end of it. You know, you're out there for hopefully 59 days, so it is steady state. It's a resilience builder. No stroke's going to be the same because, you know, you're going to hit waves, etc. Sometimes you'll miss a stroke because, you know, the dip of the wave or whatever. So it's a complete resilience builder, and you just got to plough through it.
Emotional.
Yeah,
it's the word that springs to mind.
Definitely.
Are they oars? Are they wider? What do you call the end of an oar? The wide bit, the spoon bit.
Yeah, I'd go with that. Spoon
The
sounds
spoon
good.
bit. Is the spoon bit wider than an all oar?
No,
just
the
the same kind of thing, nice and light.
Exactly the same, yeah.
What do you know what the boat's made from? Carbon fibre?
Carbon fibre, yeah.
Fibre.
So,
I wouldn't do it, mate.
No,
yeah, in fact, you know,
No, I'd be a clip. My joints would give out. My back would go on that. My back would go out. My joints would go out.
I'd fill the boat with sick.
I went too bad. When I was what years ago, I was only serving. It wasn't really adventure training. We sailed in a 55-footer from whatever kind of boat it was, from Brest in France to the Bay of Biscay, and we went not to the Bay of Biscay, across the Bay of Biscay to Santander maybe, or somewhere, I don't know. We stayed somewhere in Spain.
Nice.
But that Bay of Biscay was hideous, but that was just 2 days of vomiting. We had 3 watches. They call them watches, don't they?
Yeah.
It was tri-services. We had Navy, RAF, and obviously us on there, like 8 Power Edge lads. We were just useless, mate. Useless. It was hideous. Everyone was getting sick every hour.
Load of beer
snacks. It was hideous, mate. There was a couple of submariners on there. It was good fun, but it was hardcore. But then, across the Bay of Biscay, which was just gibbing. And then we got, as we neared the coast of Spain, I think we were handling the coast of Spain for a while actually, before we docked. What do you
Yeah.
call it? Docked? Moored.
Moored up.
Docked. We moored up. But there was dolphins alongside us. Oh my god, it was just amazing. Yeah, you might see some whales.
Yeah, the wildlife hopefully is going to be epic.
Flying fish.
Might see some
Looking forward to that, yeah, probably. But really
Touching on
looking forward to that.
last week's episode there.
What's that?
Flying fish. We brought it up last
You
week.
reckon some things he hasn't. You obviously haven't listened to the other shows.
I
It's disappointing. No, don't try and dig yourself out of
I've
it.
listened to the first one. Guy going out to do run, wasn't he?
Jordan,
yeah.
Iraq, yeah.
Drinking
He's slaying
beers
the
with
next up for Afghan.
What's-
Next
yeah,
up Afghan,
exactly,
full
yeah.
marathon, yeah. Yeah, he's doing, he's doing
How
that.
did it go out and it was
He got
Iraq?
Bremont sponsoring him.
Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mate.
got himself a nice watch.
You will
yeah.
get on the watch companies.
Really?
Omega, maybe. I was the seafaring watch.
Yeah, Amiga.
Oh, he's a watchman. I'm just,
I've
Jared's a
had an
watchman.
Amiga.
There we go.
James Bond,
James
50th
Bond,
anniversary.
I'm gonna be
blah,
buying
blah,
it.
blah.
Didn't shut up about it for 3 months. See a watch. See a watch.
Got rid of it though. Went for Brighton.
Did you?
Yeah.
There we go.
It's Omega, the seafaring one today. Have you approached them yet?
No, not thought about
Have you
that.
ever approached any sponsor like properly, formally?
Yeah, yes. Well, I mean, emails and calls, but
Have you had any personal contacts with any?
not really, not
Right.
yet.
Well, after this, right, we'll sort it out. We'll take the details. I'm telling you now.
Awesome.
I know a bunch of people can help.
Thanks very
help.
much.
I'm not saying help sponsor you, but put you to the right people.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Awesome. Appreciate that.
Do you know any watch companies? No. You just buy them. You just spunky money.
But
That's it.
Jesus.
some
Unbelievable.
expensive watches as well, by
Yeah,
the sounds
yeah.
of things, yeah.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah. Anyway, go on.
So what's your training regime at the minute?
Yeah, so obviously fitting it around work, so just every morning is weights, although I probably don't look like it. Just building the frame really, obviously from a triathlon background where your frame's pretty slight. Just trying to build that strength in the frame with Olympic lifting.
What do you mean, like core strength?
Core strength, yeah, and with the Olympic lifting obviously, because basically a row is the motion's basically a clean, isn't it? Which is yeah. So just all that type of Olympic lifting type.
So the Olympic lifting, you focus on like high reps, low.
So at the moment, I'm just doing like a lower rep range but higher weight, and then
build the strength. Then you
build the
change it
strength,
down,
yeah, to get that base.
Yeah.
And I've been doing that since Christmas time anyway, and then in about a month and a half time, I'm going to then start decreasing the weight, increasing the rep range.
So how many reps are you doing at the minute then?
So I've been following a training program I did 5 sets of 5 reps on each exercise.
What weight you got on?
Well, a mixture depending on what exercise it is. And then at the moment I'm doing 6 sets of 4 reps. So and then I'll go into a 3 rep range, and then I'm gonna
Probably drop it down.
yeah, and then I'm gonna to just try and get that strength right up before decreasing it right off and increasing the rep range right up to probably around 10 to 15 reps initially, and then I want to increase it like lower sets to 15 to 20, 30 reps.
Have you got like a personal trainer or a coach?
I'm just
or
doing it
anything?
myself really.
How
And
far does
then-
Lizzie live from you? Is she miles away from you?
No,
Can
no.
you train together or not?
Yeah, about 20 miles she lives. Yeah, so in the evenings then we row. So I'm rowing probably 3 times a week on an like indoor ergo, and then
Ergo.
yeah,
Is
the
that the
indoor rowing
simulator?
machine. Yeah.
It's not like a gym one, is it? It's just,
Yeah, it's a normal gym.
Oh, is it? Because
yeah.
I've seen the ones you can get the
old
oar
concept.
things on them.
Oh yeah, no, well, I haven't got one of them. They're quite fancy, aren't they?
Yeah, I remember Matthew Pinsent and Steve Redgrave using them.
That's right.
What was
Yeah.
that one? When did they win those gold medals? 2004 Olympics.
Can't remember.
I'm not too sure.
Anyway.
Yeah, and then so on the ergo, maybe 3 nights, and then we get out on the water at least once a week, twice a week if we can, and then
And that's between Southampton and Walton.
so that's it, Walton on Thames,
Yeah.
and then down at Southampton at the weekends,
Yeah.
just get out on the
You
beach,
go against the current for extra training.
just to practice
whatever.
everything, through the night, against the current, with the wind against the wind.
You've rowed through the night already.
Well, not obviously the whole way around through myself, but taking it in turns.
Yeah.
And then
How was that? How did you find it going at night?
Well, it's just like
so you're rowing.
Keeping your eyes open.
But where's the compass in front of you?
Yeah.
Big massive thing.
Yeah, and you've got you set. I can't remember what it's called, but you set this thing up, which basically you just got to keep the boat between these two lines to stay on bearing.
Yeah.
So then obviously you know how hard to pull on each side.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, training's really ramped up. Just building that endurance, building that, but building the body to get used to the motion, really, just repetitively. And then just trying to eat as much as possible, because obviously that's going to aid in development of the body, muscle, and then the cardio is obviously sorting itself out with the physical stuff.
So you're saying about your wet and dry rations, the wet rations in the military stuff. Is it the proper 24-hour ration packs?
Well, yeah, hoping so.
With those supplement bags you get now. They came in about 2008, didn't they? You get like a plastic polythene supplement bag with them.
What, to be able to heat up?
No. So you when I think it's 2008ish, so that's when I experienced them on tours. You get the box of 24-hour rations.
Yeah.
And then you get a plastic bag with it.
Yeah.
And then a polythene bag, and in there was like you had
pasta in a cup kind of stuff, wasn't it?
Pasta in a cup. Yeah, you had like an energy bar in there.
Oh,
you had your Lucozade sachets. Like it was just supplement. Extra calories.
Yeah, like
you
with sugar and coffee and stuff like that in.
No, that's inside the 24-hour ration.
Yeah, just like an additional.
Oh, I'll tell you why. You only got it in overseas, in Afghan and Iraq.
Why?
You got hot weather climates. You only got it there, yeah. So you got that, and what's your dry rations then?
Dry rations are ones you add water to, so just because they're...
Where are we getting them from?
So luckily Lizzie's got all that already. So with her old partner that she was going to be rowing with, they'd sorted all that stuff out. So all that's sorted, it's just the wet rations we need to get, which I've written to a couple of people and from Parachute, hoping to get them sponsored.
Is there a little stove on the boat? Are you going to heat?
That will not be a drama.
Are you going to heat it up? Are you going to heat up the water and stuff?
Yeah, jet boil.
Oh, just didn't.
Jet boil.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, standard jet boil. We got a little attachment on the boat that the jet boil sits in.
Yeah.
To keep it still.
That's it. Keep it still, and then
just loads of gas canisters.
That's right. Look, just gas canisters.
Then also, if Jaws
it's just going to be like on exercise, yeah.
Jaws attacks, you got the gas canisters. You can. Have you got a harpoon?
I will do now.
You never know, mate. You never. You got to protect yourself.
I will do now.
Yeah, flipping heck.
So
the wet ration people, right?
I hope so, yeah.
You get them squared away.
Get them
you need to know the right CQMS, you'll be right.
That's right, exactly.
Get zipped on the kiss.
Yeah.
What's your diet like now for training then? If that's what you have on the boat, are you like watching stuff now? Or you?
I will do a bit closer to the time, but yeah, at the moment it's just as much as possible. So, again, it's fitting it around work. It's not.
What's your work hours? What time to start?
Yeah, about 8:30 till 5:30.
What's your commute like?
At the moment, a nightmare. It's about an hour each way.
Is it?
Yeah.
So you got to fit. So you train every day.
I'm doing early starts. Alarms goes off at 5:20.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm not in through the door till 9:30. So 9:30, yeah.
Got to do it though.
Exactly. Just training, and you got to work around work, haven't you?
I suppose you used that kind of intense training anyway from all the triathlons and ultramarathons and all.
Yeah. The only difference is when I was doing my triathlon stuff, I was supported so well through work that the training wasn't really an issue, because you can train I could train
during the day.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Whereas now, fitting it around a more structured work pattern, it's a lot more difficult. But anyway, it's got to be done, hasn't it? So yeah, food wise, I'm just getting obviously your normal porridging before I leave the house. After work, a big smoothie protein type, big intake, and then a huge pasta meal, which it's massive, and I just graze it for about 5 hours throughout the day, which tides me over. And then again, a big meal post training in the evening, and then another meal before bed. So just really cracking them calories in. Protein, carbs, veg, fruit, just to get it all on board properly.
So, we haven't, like, you're obviously ex-military, we haven't touched on it. Normally we spend a half hour on that talking, but this is it's always fascinating what we're talking about. I don't know anything about the ocean. He knows loads about the ocean because of his boat on the canal, obviously. But am I right in saying you got in there when you were 22?
Got in when I was 22, yeah.
What did you do beforehand?
I was working as an engineer in a company down in the southwest in Yeovil. It's now called Leonardo. It was called Westlands Helicopter Manufacturer.
That's why I thought RAF. I saw aircraft engineer on your thing.
Yeah.
RAF.
That's it.
Sorry,
so, yeah, no worries at all. Basically, I was there and awesome job. Loved it. Obviously not enough.
What exactly were you doing? Obviously,
electrical engineering. And on the choppers, yeah. So I was working on Chinooks, Lynx, Apaches.
Oh, some military stuff.
All military aircraft, but a civvy company. Oh. So basically, there was a new build and then a repair and overhaul, and I was on the repair and overhaul, which, to be honest, I preferred. It was a bit dirtier. Basically, the contract was that, you know, the aircraft would come back from Afghanistan or wherever operationally. Any that were damaged or whatever, we'd strip them out, make them reserviceable and send them back out the door. Or like updates.
Yeah.
So like a comms update or an engine update. So on the Lynx, for example, when they were out in Afghan initially, the engines would get clogged up with sand. So they redesigned it to put a different engine system on, which would filter the sand through better, which obviously meant more flying hours before it being serviced. So we put that in, and a secure comm system, so obviously that couldn't be tapped into. So, like I say, I was on the repair and overhaul side, which I found a bit more exciting. Spent most of my time with Chinooks, which was really cool. Yeah, really enjoyed that.
I had a mate doing it. I know a guy doing that. I did my health and safety courses years ago. He was a civvy.
Yeah.
His name was Chris, but he was doing the same. He was working the Apaches, but it was up in Essex. Whereabouts was it? You did it. This is something you're talking. I didn't know that all was all. You just assume it's not you just assume everything's done by military. Everything's done by military. What do you mean the Chinooks get fixed by civvies?
Civvies, yeah.
Ridiculous. What do they know?
Yeah, that's it. But no, when I joined up, I was just like, right. Well, I'd always wanted to.
Did you join? Did part of your inspiration for joining up?
From seeing the helicopters.
Was that what you were going to ask?
Yeah.
Part of it was seeing the helicopters. The other was Afghan was plastered all over the news.
Yeah.
And it was like, you know.
Is that why you went for the parachute?
Yeah. And when I was working as an engineer, day in, day out, 95%, probably not as many as that, maybe 80% of the people I worked with were ex-military.
Oh.
And they all had these cracking stories about, you know, the good old days. I must admit, none were para-reg, because most of them are obviously engineers in the military.
Doesn't make a difference, mate. Everyone has amazing stories.
Yeah, exactly. And I was just like, you know what, I've got to do this while I'm young. And when I was 22, I was just at that time in my life where it was like, right, it's now or never. And for me, it was always going to be para-reg or Marines. I had a few mates in the Marines. I had one mate at the time in paras.
Yeah.
He was para actually.
Who was that? Hang on, Snake Eyes.
Snake Eyes.
Oh, yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah, I remember.
And I was chatting to him, and it was like, right, well, do you want to jump out of a plane, or do you want to onto land, or do you want to jump out of a boat into water? And I was like, yeah, decision made. So
decision made. Now you're on the Atlantic.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So para-reg it was. So yeah, 22 went to depot. Yeah, it was a good decision. Good time.
What were you doing before you were the aircraft engineer?
Yeah, just education.
Did you need
school.
Decent proper qualifications?
Well, I went to school, then college, and then got on to what's classed as an advanced, I guess, apprenticeship. That's what it was called.
Yeah. Where was that? Where did you do that?
Down at Weston's, the company I was working for, and then just went through my training there on the job.
Weston's are quite a super famous old school company, aren't they?
They've been around quite a long time. It was Westlands and then Augusta Westlands, and now it's called Leonardo. It's bought out by a Italian company. Yeah.
So you went straight from basic college, apprenticeship,
straight into
there.
it.
When did you start there?
2008.
Are you from down that way then? Are you?
Yeah. So that's like the local big company in my
Bristol
area.
Way, isn't it?
That's it, just south of Bristol.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's between like Bristol and the coast.
Your accent's not that strong.
Is it not?
That's
a shame. I like the accent.
You reckon, or is it? No, it's not that strong, is it?
No. It's nice to keep away from the accent.
As long as you might end up going Cockney. being North London now.
Getting into London.
I know, yeah. Also, like, I got mates down in, we got mates down in, Holloway Road, as I was talking you before the show. What I never realised about down there, I mean, they live right next to Arsenal Stadium.
Right.
I mean, right next to it, on the street where the players' entrance is.
Oh, nice.
And within something like 2 or 4 miles, on match day, you can't buy a pint. You can't, obviously you can buy a pint. You can't buy alcohol for an off licence.
Right.
So if you were like, I fancy an afternoon beer, you're a rugby supporter, where Arsenal are playing, but you can't get anything. Can't get anything. Shut it all down because of all the people drinking and hooligans and all that. Can't get anything. All gets closed down. Yeah. And it's for something like an hour or so after, I think, something like that.
Really?
Yeah. So, have you not experienced that yet? Oh, you might not be near it.
Well, I'm fresh into the area.
When did you move down there?
Yeah, as soon as I moved out, got out of Paris, so a couple of months ago.
You landed a job pretty quick.
Well, I mean, it's all part of the transition process, isn't it?
How did you find that? What did you do for your LClass? Did you have LClass?
Well, yeah. What did I do? Well,
did you have a resettlement course?
Yeah, and I did a 4-week internship, basically.
Okay.
And at the back of the internship was where I got the offered a job.
That's good.
And then I had to do a few more months with the Paras, and then when I was obviously released, went straight into the job. But I went through a website called the Veterans Program.
This is Barclays?
Well, it's not that. That's called the After Program.
That's right, yeah.
I'm sure the same guy set up this Veterans Program.
You got Stu Tootle.
It was him, was it? Yeah. And the website's designed, you basically put like a profile up and then you can talk to people in the different areas of like what you want to work in. And I got chatting to a couple of people and then invited me in, to meet them. And then off that, invited me to an interview. And then I got this internship. And then from the internship, applied for this job and got the job. So, to be honest with you, it's all down to that website that I got this job. Amazing,
has it got no affiliation with Barclays, this program you're on about?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they are pretty well aligned.
So for people who don't know what we're on about, Barclays, there's a couple of ex-military who are quite high up in certain parts of Barclays in the UK. And one of them is an ex-CR3 pilot called Stu Tootle. Yeah. And he set up, with the help of other veterans who we got into the company, they set up one of the programs that you were saying. It's called the After Program. And as I understand that, I wish I knew, I want to get them on specifically for that talk.
Yeah.
As I understand it, it's a mentoring program where you go to them, you sign up with them, and it doesn't cost anything. Do you know about this, Dave?
No.
Right? No. It doesn't cost anything. You go sign up with them, and they mentor you in terms of sort of your business knowledge and, and the different things that you could end up doing, even though because you don't have a clue what you're doing to get out. And they say, look, all these options are open to you.
Yeah.
And they assign a mentor to you, don't they?
Yeah.
They assign a mentor, a civvy to you, who could be ex-military, could be not be, but they help you. And they go, give you the knowledge and look, go here, meet these people, yada, yada, yada. Basically facilitate, get the knowledge and get the job. And so there's another one called the VETS program you're on about.
Yeah, that's it.
Veterans. And that's Tootle as well.
I'm pretty sure they're aligned. Don't quote me on it. Yeah, but the Veterans Program website, if you go on it, it's a similar process. However, you kind of assign your own mentor in that, say for example, you want to get into engineering. There'd be like an engineering section and then a list of people that work in engineering at different companies. And then you pick obviously a couple of companies that you're interested in, and then just start talking to them. And then, you know, they might ask to meet up or see a CV or whatever. And then from there, obviously, just establish and form a bit of a relationship. And it just moves forward from that, really. So I was pretty fortunate. I mean, the guy that mentored me, was a reservist. And yeah, I mean, I still talk to him now. You know, he was great. Literally saw me right through, and has been great since I've been in the job as well. Because I must admit, the transition itself, I don't know about you guys when you left, but I found it a lot more difficult than I anticipated in the respect of the civilian working environment and what it entails, and the fact that in the paras you're around blokes the whole time that have got a pretty testosterone like field mentality. They just want to get the job done. You know, it's pretty physical. You know, and then you sit yourself into a civilian role, which is less so to what I'm used to, if you know what I mean. And just, I guess, even just down to...
You've got to take a chill pill, haven't you?
Yeah.
With a lot of it, he's got to go chill.
And even down to like having structured working hours and things like that, you know, like, because in the military, no days the same working hours. Like, you look at DEO one day and it says 10 o'clock start, the next day it says like 7:30, next day you're working through the night.
I tell you what I found, I just sort of recently I've discovered this, is that I like that route. I like that, you know, not 9 to 5, but I like that knowing you're starting, knowing you're finishing sort of every day.
Yeah.
I've rarely had that since I go out, rarely. I can have it sort of now. Yeah. But then it took me a while to identify it. What I've struggled with is in a little way is not having a plan for the next day. As silly as that sounds, right?
Yeah.
Like, so, okay, I'm going to work at, for example, 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Between 8 and 5, I've not, you know, I don't know that at 9 o'clock I'm gonna need to pack my kit, and then at 9:30 we're gonna get tabbing, and then at 10 o'clock we're gonna RV with B Company, and then and then we're gonna crack on into the Ulu, and then at 11:30 is H hour.
Yeah.
There we go. 11:30 is H hour. You know what I mean? And then we need to be done with the attack, because at 1400 the Chinooks are coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. The ones that Chris used to fix. But that, right? And honestly, I couldn't. I would get, there was something just bothering me in the back of my mind, and I had a lot of stress going on at the time as well. I was just trying to sort of identify what is wrong, you know, how can I improve it, yeah. And I was talking to Jim Bro about this, right? Again, Jim McKinney on the show. Yeah. The week before that show, I met him the week before. I hadn't seen him for years, and we just chatting, and we ended up shooting the shit, and we talked about all sorts. And then it came up then, and I thought. It was then I realised, having the conversation, I said, mate, you know, that routine, blah, blah, blah. And I left him went back home that night, and I laid in bed, and I got my phone out. I went, right, let's try making a plan for tomorrow. And it started, right, I want to be at the gym at 6 p.m, 1800. Okay. If I want to be at the gym, it's 1800. And I was writing it down, 1800 gym. And because you work backwards, yeah? 1800 gym. That means I need to leave the house at 17:30 to get there with 10 minutes in time, chill out, put my kit on and again, 17:30. Okay, so if I need to leave the house at 17:30, I need to have my kit packed for 17:15. I need to arrive home by 1700. And then I need to be leaving work. If I need to get home for 1700, I need to leave work at 16:45 at the latest. No later, because it's a 10-minute journey, but there might be traffic, allowed to 5 minutes in. Plan to cut the things at work, like...
all the way back
all the way back to getting up, waking up. I need to have breakfast by this point, blah, blah, blah. Oh my God. I mean, I sleep like a baby anyway. But when I woke up in the morning,
just felt good.
It was just like, because that list, you know, it was in my head.
Yeah.
I knew, bang, 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 bang. Everything was just that, all planned out. I know there was, you know, it's weird.
Yeah.
Weird. What does it matter if I'm 5 minutes late to the gym? But just I was stipulating myself those timings. And that is a few weeks ago I realised, I did that and I realised that. I've been out for 6 years.
Really?
7 years I've been out for. You know what I mean? And in Iraq, when we were working on the circuit, Jared, you have that routine, bang, 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 bang. And I've only been working back in the UK for a few years.
Right.
What we on now? 3 or 4 years.
Right.
And by doing that,
that sorted you out.
The difference.
Yeah.
I did nothing different my day. I just the night before was like, bang, bang, work back, plan, got it. Happy days.
It's funny you say it, because I mean, I don't, I guess, do it quite as structured as you, but I find myself like planning in my diary, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z at that block, that block. You know, people are like wanting a meeting or whatever at work, and they're like, you're booked out. And I'm like, well, it's just because I know I need to do X, Y, and Z work, and that's just how I plan my day out. Don't worry, you can book a meeting in still, whatever.
I don't do it every day, and I wish I'd done it a couple of times since, but because I just find things so difficult to organise outside of work, I do. Juggling so many balls, you know what I mean? Just so many things going on. But I've got to get in the habit of doing it just because of the difference it makes. And it makes me wonder, well, it's that little thing. I'm not changing anything apart from writing a flipping plan down, because for 12 years, that's what I had.
That's what you had, yeah.
Your screen's gone off.
That's all right.
Oh. Because 12 years, that's what I had. And it's that institutionalisation. It makes you think, I only did 12 years. Imagine guys getting out 23, 24 years.
I know, exactly.
And having that sort of anxiety, and maybe little things just not being comfortable, whatever. And then going back, reverting to little things that you used to do when you're in, like that, may help. You just don't realise. And that was by chance I did that, after a conversation, someone popped the membership. You know, so, I understand what it means.
Yeah.
It's that routine.
That routine.
I get used to the regular hours. But that's good if you've got all the training to do.
That's exactly it. That's keeping the focus as well. Yeah. But no, I'll get used to it. I mean, I think slowly I'll just get used to the new environment, the new plan, you know, the headspace. Just got to plough through it.
Headspace. Do you do any mental training?
Not really, no.
You ever tried any meditation?
But funny enough, my girlfriend's a psychologist, right? So maybe she does it for me. Without me knowing, right?
She really, that's good.
Exactly. So, but no, I don't really do anything like that. Maybe I should. Do you?
I have. I go through. Year before last, going through a lot of crap, and hugely stressed. Loads of crap going on, and there was a woman, a friend of Luke and Lucy's, who I met down in London, and she was into, she's proper spiritual and crystals and the healing crystals and all that crap, right? Yeah. But she was a yoga instructor and she did meditation, and we had a couple of conversations, and she's like, "I just try meditation." So my anxiety levels were through the roof, because I can't explain how high they were. It was just for no reason. It was hideous time, to be honest. And so I said, right, come on, I'll do it. Let's do something. Yes. Like, you're like, meditation? Fuck off, aren't you? Like, a paratrooper. You know? I did it for 20 minutes. It's guided. So she was there. We both did it. She basically was talking it next to me, and I just lay there listening. I nearly fell asleep at one point, right? And just laid on the floor. I felt awesome after. Immediately.
Nice.
Immediately. And it was 20, it wasn't even 20 minutes, it might have been 10. I felt awesome after. And I just listened to her, like, talking. And then I thought, it was good. I hated to admit it. Well, you can stick your crystals up your ass, right? Meditative meditation. Right? Honestly, it was really good. And then, the reason I've come on to this, you said Headspace. Have you heard of the Headspace app?
No.
This is a meditation app, right? And it's probably the most popular in the world. It's called Headspace. You get it on the App Store. They don't sponsor us, I think. Right. This isn't like a plug. You get it on the App Store, you get it on like Google Play and all that. It's free to download. They got a bunch of packages which are free, and then you pay for others. Like 89p, whatever you get the package. But they build you into it. So your first session, you can choose like 3, 5 or 8 minutes, 3, 5 or 10 minutes, and you stick it on. And all it is, if you've never done any meditation whatsoever.
No.
With Headspace, it'll say like, it'll say like, keep your eyes open, and it's in that one of those voices. You keep your eyes open and make sure you're comfortable. And obviously, I'm talking fast here. Make sure you're comfortable. Blah, 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 blah. It starts talking about you, and it gets you to focus on things, just general things, right? Then you end up closing your eyes and you just listen to it. And then at the end of it, you go, okay, now open your eyes, and you just done what they're saying, right?
Yeah.
You are $1 million bucks.
Really?
Yes, mate. Because what it does is...
I'm going to try it.
We should do a show with it.
Next Thursday, I'm going to tell you how we'll get on.
Do you know what we don't do these days? What people can't do these days? Switch off.
Yeah.
Switch off. Remember the good old days before smartphones? When you used to sit there, like the TV be off, or you'd be sitting waiting for a bus, or your tube flipping train, the tube train. Right? That's it. What you're doing then, you are sitting there just thinking. You're just thinking. Now everyone's on the phone, right? Or everyone's always doing something. You never switch off. Never switch off. Sleeping you do, but you're sleeping. Different kettle of fish. So you never switch off. So as soon as you go phone off and you listen to it, all it does is draws your mind away from everything and you're focusing on yourself. And it is that simple. It sounds really crap. It is not. Get headspace off, right? Nice. Try it. The longest I've done it for in a row is 14 days.
Really?
But, yeah, I was going to work. I was deliberately leaving earlier. I was parking up outside work, not right outside it, because they go, what the flipping heck is he doing?
Yeah.
I was sitting in the car. You don't have to be lying down. Just get comfortable. So I sit in the car, and my phone's connected to the radio, and I engine off, flick it on, be in a quiet spot, flick it on, and that's it, do it. And then finish, switch it off, walking to work. 100%.
Good to go.
It's just, you're fresh, mate. It's brilliant. Brilliant for focusing. You got to try it.
I will.
I swear. I'm not joking.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
This microphone's going to get turned off. He's going to slag me off. Right. You're Atlantic Road. How can people follow what you and Lizzie are doing?
Yeah, so we got the team names, the Atlantic Albatross.
Your team name's the Atlantic Albatross, yeah.
And then we got Instagram, Twitter, Facebook.
And so if they just search for Atlantic Albatross on this?
Albatross, yeah.
At Atlantic Albatross?
At Atlantic Albatross or Atlantic Albatross, type it in and we'll come up.
So you got a Facebook page?
Facebook page as well. And if you're struggling to find it, you can find it through mine, which is Chris Ashford.
You got a GoFundMe page as well, yeah?
Yeah, we got a crowdfunder page, which again the link is
the links on those
social media sites. And effectively, what we're trying to do is raise money along the way for charity. So the 4 charities, Parachute Regiment charity, so through Support Our Paras.
Yeah.
Obviously, because of my background, and just to help those guys that are serving still, those ex-service guys that are struggling either physically or mentally. So to raise money for those guys. The RAF Benevolent Fund, because Lizzie's father served with the RAF.
Oh.
So similar reasons for her, really. Icon, which is a children's charity, and the charity kind of works through Lizzie's school. She's a teacher, but effectively it's designed to give children a good start in life.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, for no fault of their own, some children are brought onto this planet and they have a hard upbringing, and this is to obviously try and help them out. And then OCD UK. The reason we chose that one is basically there's a lot of like mental health and stress in the world at the moment, isn't there? And we probably all know somebody that's struggling in one form or another of mental health or mental stress. And there's a lot of those charities out there as well. We had to choose one, and I've actually a friend that's suffering from OCD at the moment, and just seeing him, it's just really hard to understand, I guess, unless you see somebody or somebody suffering.
Nath's son. Nath's son was, I won't say the surname, obviously.
Yes.
Nath's son had severe OCD, and it's horrendous.
Yeah, that's it.
So I've only ever seen it like blokes in the Paras or whatever who's got a bit of OCD.
Oh, that. He's got
OCD. Immaculate.
Yeah.
But I've never seen it to a severe where it causes people problems like, can't leave the house. Yeah. Without,
well, that's it, and there's different forms of it, completely different forms of it. Which, since obviously knowing this person I've researched, and also through wanting to raise money for the charity, obviously I've researched, and there's people out there that their days and their life are massively changed, and not necessarily because they want them changed, but because their head's telling them to do something, and just to be able to raise some money for these people suffering, whether it's to help with research to overcome it or to make their lives a bit better. So they're the 4 charities we're raising money for. And then ultimately, obviously we're raising money through a sponsor to try and help us get to that start line as well. I mean, as I said earlier, we've bought this boat at 35 grand, which is 70.5 grand each. It's had, a bit of work done to it, which costs about 10 grand. And, to get us to the start line now, we've probably got 20 to 30,000 pounds left to spend.
Yeah.
But
I remember last year that race gets huge media coverage.
Huge,
with the sponsors, I'm sure we can help you, point you in the right direction, hopefully, with that.
Thanks
definitely.
very much.
Well, I'll point you out to people who can do.
Definitely.
Have you got a website?
Yeah, we've got a website set up as well. And I've got a little video. We've put a little video on there. So again, atlanticalbatross.co.uk. I'll put that into Google, and that'll get you to our page. And you can't miss it because my ugly mug's on there.
You're not the ugliest you've had in the show.
No, it's good. And please, I'm only on 6, or you're only on 6, so that's a good thing.
Well, hopefully as well, obviously off the back of these shows with these get sponsored, then, we'll be definitely able to put some money towards those causes as well for you.
Amazing, thanks very much.
And anything else we can do, just get in touch. People follow them at Atlantic Albatross.
Yeah.
Online, and give it a like, give it a share, and keep an eye on you. Are you putting your training regime on there?
Yeah, putting some training pictures up.
Get the pictures of the boat on there.
Yeah, I'll get some, because we're going down this weekend. We'll get some up there after this weekend.
Go live, do a bit of going live. People love going live. Are you going down on the weekend?
Going down the
Saturday
weekend.
Morning,
Let's
Sunday
get
morning,
some live on there.
Yes.
And just trying to get some regular training pictures on there. Obviously, it's not been going a huge amount of time because I set that side of things up and only been on the team a few weeks. It's pretty fresh, if you know what I mean. But please do, follow us, and hopefully we'll get to that start. Well, not hopefully, we'll get to that start line, and hopefully get this world record and raise some money for charity along the way.
Me and Jared will be in London soon. He doesn't know this yet. We'll be down there. Maybe great to catch up, meet you and Lizzie, and hopefully you'll have a sponsor on board. Good to go. And best of luck with the world record, buddy.
Thanks very much.
Fantastic.
Cheers. Thank you. Let me get a quick photo live, so that I can put it on our. Yeah, if I take one. Yeah, and I can put it on our website. How does that sound? Just to say that I was up here with you guys.
Going live while we're recording.
No, just a photo while we're on live.
Ah, yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
That's the door. There we go.
Awesome. Brilliant.
Sorted.
We'll get that one up.
Cheers, Chris. Thanks a lot.
Thanks very much. Cheers. Appreciate it. Thank you.